Great pleasure to introduce Lury and Gill Bosley of Milkmaid Molly, who are a team I've never managed to get to see, but hopefully we're going to see some video clips and a case study of this very exciting team that we will hear more about.
Thank you. This is going to be a totally unprofessional presentation. As opposed to having it all on screen, here's my notes. But having been teaching in special needs for many years and generally doing staff training, I think I can wing it fairly well. I'll just introduce very quickly first. Yes, I'm Lury, as is Jen. I know Jen because Jen and I... I love these technical hitches. It's great. We will. Yes, yeah, that's it. Coming soon. Yes, I will also start off with, as many television programmes do, with some of the comments may reflect attitudes that were around very many years ago. I first trained to be a special needs teacher. In fact, I was one of the first off the production line. We started at college in 1969. And it was when there were no actual special schools. It was because the children were considered ineducable. And we were actually known at our college as, here's one of the real ones, we were the severely subnormal teaching group, is what we were called. And it's so great to see through the years how we've had to adapt our language, our attitudes, and everything connected with it. We've been through that, we've been through educationally subnormal, we've been through learning difficulties, we've been through learning differences, special needs, you name it. We've been through all the language that we use there. But when we sort of, and that's my background, is that plus being a Morris tart like Jen. That's how I know Jen. And for those who don't know, a Morris tart is one who will dance for any Morris side there is going, and will sort of dance more or less any style there is going, if we can do. Right, anyway, on to Milkmaid Molly. We're well, Gill will explain how it all started, because she was actually the brains behind forming us. And so I'll just let Gill sort of move on to tell you how it started, and also sort of how we ended up getting together to do even more. Okay, Gill.
Thank you. Yes, it was 2012 when we started, but it took a little while. I belonged to a folk club. I had someone who was a great visionary who worked with, say, people of all disabilities, from mental health to physical health. But he ran a folk club for people with learning disabilities and asked we find someone who does Morris dancing and get them involved. And my view was that if we're going to do Morris dancing, it's going to be to dance with other Morris sides, not just in our own room, but we go out and dance. And so we've integrated, we've got buddies, and just to let you know, on here, I've got, you can have a flyer later, it's integrated dancing for all to enjoy the world of folk. So that's the whole thing, but we are integrated. We have Morris dancers, not just tarts. Well, some of us haven't belonged to quite so many, but I am a Morris dancer and have been, and don't do it very much now, because I do with the calling. But Terry managed to put us in touch with those who wanted to dance with us. We did a little show at the folk club one day, and it grew. They all wanted to dance. So we moved to a place, we got a different week from the folk club and invited people to come along. It's fairly straightforward when you start a Morris side, you send out invitations. With this, you send out invitations, you find out where they've come from. From then on, you have a relationship with not only the Mollies, the dancers, but with their homes as well. And Penny does a great job as my bagman to phone our folks every time we've got a practice coming up. We only meet twice a month, and she'll phone them up to remind them, because as much as they intend to help us, I'm afraid a lot of the care situations forget to write it in the diary, or I've forgotten it's this week, or are you still running? And we even have people turning up on the wrong night. So anyway, that adds to the fun of it. the important thing is that we get out and about and we dance. We wanted to use dancers we knew. We chose Molly because there's no sticks. Misspells a bit, but it's actually a simple a country dance, I suppose. We didn't have a Molly side in Suffolk, so that seemed like a good opportunity.
Can I just interrupt there?
Have I talked too much?
No, I was saying it's also, Molly dancing is the East Anglian tradition.
It is indeed. Molly dancing comes from Cambridgeshire, so again, it seemed to be the right thing for us to do. Yes, so we've got together, we have grown. We've got 18 members, Mollies now, plus about 10 or 12 buddies, which is great. And we teach dancers, we mix with them, the buddies dance as partners, you'll see. We're going to have a rolling display of pictures. We won't describe them, it just tells you where they are. But you'll see there are buddies dancing with the Mollies. And where they can, they'll dance with each other. There are some of our folks are very able. You'll see we've managed to attract, well, we've got 2 or 3 wheelchair dancers now. A very young lady with cerebral palsy who loves the music, and her nanny comes and dances, and we change the dancers to fit the people who are dancing. We have one man who's hemiplegic, so we always do left-hand stars because he can't do the right. So we've changed the dancers around. You'll see, there's one lad you'll see, dark-haired and slumped up. You'd think he couldn't do anything. He stands up, and with his carer, he can do clapping dances. He moves really slowly, but he joins in, and we make the moves work. For him, sometimes he has a separate foursome to dance while we have a setup. Regular buddies come in. We know about 4 of our own dancers, and they love it when we perform for them. So we do, and they mark us like Strictly. We meet twice a month for practicing, and then we go to places like Ely, Stowmarket, traditional dance. We've got a Berry Folk Festival now, and I could go on. I'm sorry I'm doing her talk, it's just I like talking about it. What else have I missed out then, Penny? Oh, that's a good idea. Let's watch the slideshow. I'll let Penny do all the talking because she's better at it than me. Anyway, that's the start. There's a bit of music to start. Introduction of a practice night.
I thought John said there were only 8 seconds on a clip, that's why I was sort of standing back here. Shall we move on to the next one, Jen? Right. Yeah, see what's going on. I'm just conscious of the time, I don't want to run on too late. The rest of it is just that if you get fed up of listening to me, please enjoy the pictures, and you can see sort of everybody having great fun. And it's sort of showing a lot of the time where we are actually out performing, which we love doing. One thing I wanted to add in here as well at the beginning, buddies and Mollies. The buddies, we are very much the enablers, is how we like to think of ourselves. We've made a point where, when we first started, we had the feeling that some of the people who came and some of the carers thought we were going to act as carers for the evening when they came to practice, and we decided no, although many of us had had experience in our different fields, sort of some of us special needs teachers in special schools, Gill from an OT background, and all this sort of thing, we said, no, we are there to help with the dancing, we are not the carers, so we wanted the carers who came with a lot of our people. Some don't have carers, obviously, but we wanted to make sure we were the enablers for them to come in with that. And our dancers, as you can see, have very many different abilities. our buddies have very, very many different abilities. We have some, so if we go from Morris tarts like me, first Morris side I danced with were called the Haverhill Harlots, which also gives a hint as to the tart side of it. But we have some of our buddies came along, no dance experience, no experience of working with people with any sort of disabilities at all, and they've sort of come to learn both sides of it. We have to learn a little bit of moving and handling, obviously, sort of when we're out. But apart from that, we've sort of fitted together, linked in, and we see one of our buddies, her husband actually has Alzheimer's, and he comes along and he actually performs as a drummer with our musicians. So it's lovely to see that we can sort of really fit everybody and anybody in the side. As we said, our dances themselves do sort of, basically we're starting off with some of the very, very original Molly dances, such as up the middle and down the sides, the special, which were the original sort of Cyril Papworth collected dances, and we sort of moved on to, well, social dancing. We start every session with Circassian Circle, which we have to do. One of the things, as I said, with how we use the different terminology nowadays, I know there's a with Kaylee calling where we don't have, men, women, ladies, gentlemen. We have one gentleman who I'm sort of going to talk about a little bit as sort of demonstrating how we've changed things. Where was the Cassian Circle after we've done everybody in and out, and he just goes, ladies! So everybody can sort of follow him. There is no way we could ever stop him doing ladies for that dance. And that sort of covers up that lot. So a little bit more about the events we've performed at. We have what I call at-home pub nights, where the venue we're in is a social club, a social and sports club. And rather than go out, as a lot of Morris sides do, to a pub to dance in the car park, with other sides, we invite other Morris sides to come to our club, and they will perform for our people to watch, and we will perform for them, and then we'll do joint dances with them, and that seems to be working quite well.
I'll just say our venue is very good. It's a sports club, well, a bowling type of sports club with a disabled toilet. It also has a bar, which is a great social opportunity for our folks. They come in, they buy their drinks, the bar staff know them, and then they come in and sit and our gentleman there does like to have his Coke before he does his first dance, but we do that.
It's a great shame some of us had to drive, though, about 25 miles to get there, so we can't really take advantage of it, apart from the soft drinks.
Never mind.
And we've performed Ely Folk Festival, a thing called Euston Rural Pastimes, which was a bit like sort of an attraction engine sort of show that's local, and we always performed there for many years till they stopped running that. For those of you who have been to the Demon Barber Roadshow at all, we've been on stage in Bury performing with our Mollies, and our first kit we wore, some of us wore quite short skirts, and I remember standing more or less on the edge of the stage with my back to the audience trying to hold my skirt down so people weren't trying to...
That's why she's called a harlot. Oh, sorry.
Yes. We've done that. We've been to old people's homes, performed for them. That was one last summer we did that, didn't we? The Stowmarket Traditional Music Day, performed there. We have a slight difficulty with festivals where you have to move venue, because often, so when you have days of dance, you're moving from place to place in a town, and that is sort of a little bit of an issue that we have with our people trying to gather them all together and move around. Some have limited mobility and sort of has that problem, whereas somewhere like Ely Folk Festival, we're on the festival site, so it's easy, we can perform on the stage, just a few sheets of plywood on the floor, basically. The dance stages of festivals, and that works well. Bury Folk Festival, Green Dragon Morris, which is one of the sides I dance with, admittedly, but on their day of dance in Bury St Edmunds, we've sort of gone along and joined there and not had to move around too much. We make allowances but we'll have other sides will come and dance where we are, rather than us have to go round to meet up with the different Morris sides. We're always performing. We've been up to Norwich for a special day, which was the Happy, Healthy, Safe Day, which is for many different sort of minority groups, wasn't it, at that, where we perform, yes, there. On the back of being there, we had some staff from the, I have to read this bit, it's the Thornage Camp Hill community. They asked us if just the buddies would go along and teach some of their members some dances. So we went there, and again last summer we did that, went up to Thornage to join in with them. We've also been asked to go and do some dances at a birthday party for a young gentleman who was in a wheelchair. And that was, again, they asked the buddies to go along to enable the guests who had come to the birthday party to then teach them some dances and demonstrate some. So, on the whole, we get around the country quite a lot, as you can see from the pictures. Oh dear, there's me with the hair. And this is Ely Folk Festival.
This is the Circassian Circle, where they're all
Yes.
joining with.
So, but we do thoroughly enjoy dancing out, as you can see, and it's that get on to some of the challenges now that we've found really is to do with as I said, moving around places, finding if we go to somewhere like Stowmarket or to Ely, we have to get there, and all of our mollies have to get there, and so that involves accessible transport. We don't have any funding. As such, we sort of were fortunate that we did have an anonymous donor who helped us out quite well financially, and we were able to sort of pay for some minibuses and for changing our kit, which we've sort of changed now into what you can see up there, sort of buying things, but of course that wasn't a bottomless pit of money. So we're looking, and we only charge, our mollies, they pay £2 to come to practice. That's it. We've now started, though, having to ask them to help pay towards the hire of minibuses, which runs into hundreds of pounds when we're hiring them. One of our other challenges, which I'm hoping some people today might be able to help us out with, is to do with DBS checks as well, because we're just a very small little group of volunteers. We don't come under any sort of, business. We're not a charity, so we haven't got any way we can get a DBS check on behalf of anybody. Whether we can do it through the FDSS, she says, looking hopefully to find out, no, or Open or Federation.
Penny, can I just go back to, we were talking about funding, and in fact we've now doing safeguarding training and hopefully DBS, because it then gives us access to charitable funds. If you don't have that, and you don't have your own bank account, you do have to get those sorted to get the charity money, which we have begun to do.
We started to, yes. We're slowly getting there. Anyway, I mean, we have our own sort of special, correct procedure training that we make sure that everybody who's helping knows about not taking anybody going on your own with anybody to help them to the toilets and all the usual stuff. I've done too much safeguarding training through my teaching career to go through it all again. But that's the main. But also, we talked earlier on about the photography. We do have permission from all of our people that it's okay for these to photograph and to put them out there. So we do make sure we comply with all that sort of thing. I think we did have one buddy actually who wasn't too keen on being photographed, but we sort of got round that okay, which is fine.
We've got one Molly who doesn't want to be on Facebook.
No.
We've had to make a note of that.
So that doesn't go there, but we're okay for photographing him, but he just doesn't want any of the photos to end up on our Facebook page, which we have got, by the way, if you ever want to look us up on there and see what we're up to.
And a website.
And a website, yes. there. And yes, it's a shame it's a bit dark in here, or not dark enough in here to see all the pictures. And I'll just quickly mention one of our regulars, a regular called Graham, who I actually first came across in 1973 when I was working with young adults. And Graham, there's Colin. Graham was there then, and Graham was one who, when we started with this, he came along. I thought, good heavens, I recognised that voice pattern. That was the main thing about him. And he has slowly lost mobility.
This is Graham.
There's Graham, yes, my mate Graham, there. And when I phone, if I don't phone, he knows every week where the day, that we're going to have practice running. But if I don't phone to say so, he'll tell me off for not having phoned home to tell him, even though we knew perfectly well when practice was. But with his mobility issues, he was okay to start with, and then he had difficulty over the years with any steps. He was very reluctant to go on steps. He then ended up with a walking frame, and now he is in a wheelchair, and we've adapted the dances, especially his part in the dances, greatly to allow for him to still enjoy joining in. He loves it. We're doing the special, which is where we have to sort of duck under the hankies, and he's at the end of his wheelchair, and we will high-five him. So we come to the end, and that's his part of the main dance there.
And Emmy, you saw as the wheelchair,
Yeah.
we have a bit where she comes through under the arch herself each time we go round. So every time we arch, she's there. It's great.
Yeah.
They love it.
I was going to say, how we got Emmy, though, is we were actually out dancing with Green Dragon, and I noticed this young lass who was obviously enjoying the music nearby in a wheelchair, and immediately went over to talk to her, and her granny, who was with her, and talked, was generally Morris with her. And next thing we knew is they were coming along to join us at practice, and that's purely because we'd spotted her in the crowd watching us, which was really delightful. Now, I know sort of we're more or less run out of time, but I love, there's Elliot, yes, absolute darling he is. We have lots of photos at Christmas. That's the time we can get thoroughly enjoyable. Yes. Stephen is one who has actually choreographed a dance for us. He's one of our Mollies, but he's very keen, and he actually likes telling us what to do. And he choreographed as a dance, which is just called Stephen's dance. If I can ever remember how to do it.
He'll tell you.
Yeah, he'll tell us. Yeah, they're very good at reminding us. Yes. Yeah, here we are on Cap Hill. There. But that's really now, let's say if anybody's got any questions, like where are we performing next, where you can see us, or...
Do you mind me just making a note? You might notice that through the time we changed our waistcoats. They did have patterns at the front, but we took photos and we realised we couldn't see if they had a dark back. So we changed it so all our waistcoats have the pattern at the back, so when we take photos they can see where they are.
We actually made the waistcoats ourselves.
They've seen that. Yeah. They had the sewing party.
Sewing party. I'm learning about bagging out. If anybody who's watched the Great British Sewing Bee. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's me again.
This is at the BBC Forum in Norwich.
That's John, who has Alzheimer's, right nearest the camera there. You see the rest of the bands at the side joining in. They have percussion instruments when, if they're not dancing, and they have percussion instruments so they can join in with our dances. And I know we have a question from the floor.
I've just seen some really nice ideas, and hearing about your lovely ideas and learn some of your dances. If there were like videos on the Facebook group you could watch, because already just looking at that was brilliant. Yeah.
That's Susan No and Molly dance book special.
So it's already.
We haven't actually, the Facebook, our website, we are just redoing and haven't got as far as putting any on. And we haven't got that many videos, but I like the idea because it can be done.
It's so nice to share your ideas and worked out. Thanks very much.
Well, having said it's a known Molly dance, we've simplified the stepping greatly on it to do it. So, and it's another question coming.
Thank you. I was wondering, lots of sites rely on a dancer dancing in the same position for each dance time and time again. But you've described the challenge of your variable attendance from your Mollies and the need to adapt to those who do come to that session. So how quickly do you find yourselves having to adapt and practice ready for a dance out?
Well, I think we're sort of so used during our practices, people don't have set positions as such, nor do they have set partners to dance with. We sort of mix and match the whole time, so really we're sort of, that's as good as we get, basically. We don't have to, we don't try to perfect things as such. It's very much about having fun and the joining in. And I know I've just been told now that we're supposed to be winding up a bit because we're running the time. So we have, I mean, if anybody wants to speak to us at any time during today, we're sort of quite happy to answer questions then. So hope that's been a little bit of an insight into what Milkmaid Molly is, what we do, and who we are. Sorry, it's my mongrel accent, I think, there, from being all over the place. So, yeah.